An atmospheric river event is impacting the Northwest today and into a good portion of the week with heavy rain along the West Coast, high winds, snow all the way into the upper Midwest. A quick shot of cold air pushing into the southeast, right? But the big story in the short term was yesterday. Obviously, we had the snow here um, along the Mid-Atlantic coast. It was quite a neat sight to see there, right? But really, for my friends out west here, I kind of joked about flying trampolines yesterday. I hope y'all tied down your stuff because this atmospheric river is no joke, right? And so we'll talk about that. My name is Tim. I'm a meteorologist. Today is the 9th of December, 2025. And hope you all doing well today. So let's get started. The current radar with winds overlaid for the nation. You see the highest winds 30, 50 miles an hour in different areas here, which you can see that there's not a lot of snow here, except the highest elevations above 5,000 feet today. Uh, so, reading some of the analysis from the National Weather Service office out here, this is a potentially historic atmospheric river event. So, I'm going to go over the forecast for the Georgia area first, then focus on this atmospheric river event generally for this area and the cold temperatures that are going to follow, guys. So, this is going to be very cold up in this area. Although for the southeast, we're going to have intrusions of colder air, but it looks like that it's going to remain normal to a little bit above normal temps for most of the period. But like I said, some not nearly as cold as I thought it was going to be. So yeah, so these are the coldest temps, and you could see that out west here, generally above freezing, where this atmospheric river is, except at the highest elevations with rain and the coldest air bottled up north here. I'm going to change the map so you see the temps a little better. Single digits to negative, single digits to negative teens up here in the northeast. Bone chilling cold up here. And you see where the coldest temps are up north here as well. But overall, cold temps around the Great Lakes as well, right? And then in the Georgia, the southeast, 40s, 30s, near freezing, right? And so heavy rain ongoing with high winds out west here. As far as Georgia goes, high temperatures today are going to be in generally some 40s and 50s. Of course, cooler up north, but not. And this is not too cold, right? But so this is a little bit below normal for this time of year. And no precip expected. Low temperatures tonight, near freezing for a good portion of the state with clear skies. And tomorrow, warming up some, high near 60 tomorrow for central Georgia, lower 50s up north. So overall, not too bad. So far as longer term temperatures, this is European ensemble. This is really uptrended here. And the model uncertainty has really come into focus here. Not nearly as uncertain as it was for Saturday, but you see highs in the 50s, 60s, lows in the 30s, warming up towards the weekend. Then we have another cool down with a lot of uncertainty about highs and lows. on Monday, and then generally warming up through the rest of the period. So as far as precip goes, precipitation. So so yeah, here's a table showing all the members and precip chances. So we're going pretty far out here towards Christmas, right? You can see most of the members are highlighting increased precip chances through the end of the period, which would likely signal more of a boundary setting up near our area, maybe getting some more rainfall. And we'll go over that in the longer term forecast coming up. But in the short term, through the 15th at least, not looking like it's going to rain very much at all. As far as snowfall for the nation, you can see the highest chances of snowfall are the highest totals through Friday. The highest terrain out west here, parts of Colorado, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, Arctic boundary in this area, right? A lake effect, primarily with different disturbances moving through the flow, bringing impactful snow in those areas. Significant icing is possible today. It moves further east, right? Most of Dakota, North Dakota, South Dakota, parts of Minnesota, Wisconsin. I got to take this off. I got the county warning areas highlighted here. So, you see, definitely an impactful freezing rain event for North Dakota through Wednesday, right? Now, total precip amounts through Friday. You see where the heaviest rainfall is expected along the west coast here. We're talking low end 3 inches, high end 12, 14 along the coast here. Well, these are in the mountains. So the mountains terrain, of course, are going to get more rain. We could have some historic snowmelt and flooding in this area. So we got to be mindful of that through the first part of the week. So moving on to the current hazards, we have the flood watch, flood warnings out west here, high wind warnings, wind advisories, you name it here. Flood warnings in the mountains, especially in the valleys, right? Winter storm warnings for the upper Midwest and winter storm watches further south, and some more winter weather advisories and a leftover winter weather advisory where we had heavy snow last night, likely freezing temperatures or near freezing, making hazardous travel this morning. And some freeze warnings down south here again where there hasn't been any before, so likely signaling the end of the growing season here. And dense fog advisories and wind advisory, high wind warning in the middle part of California here along the coast. So this is a graphic from the Portland, Oregon National Weather Service office. It was issued yesterday, talking about the flooding along the west coast here. Do you live in an area historically impacted by flooding? If you do, you need to have an action plan to protect your property. So flooding can continue into Thursday after the heaviest rain. So all locations in Northwest Oregon and Southwest Washington can be impacted with this. Breezy winds are going to be accompanying this system as it moves on shore. This was issued yesterday. So, wind advisory likely going to be taken down later, but wanted to show this graphic anyway. Or it has been taken down already, but it's important. You get one power line down, power line down, you lose power at your house, and then you got all kind of problems. So be mindful of the breezy winds. So December 8th through the 10th, gusts of 35 to 45 miles an hour. Flood potential. So front of your roadways, potential of 7 to 10 to 12 inches of rain in the mountains. So yeah, very impactful event through Thursday. Spokane, Washington area. This issued Sunday, December 7th. So this is still ongoing, but likely will end soon with the highest winds. So the peak gusts have probably already gone through this area. Atmospheric river event. We talked about this. Snow levels rising to 7,000 to 8,000 feet. Risk of flooding and mudslides. Heavy, wet mountain snow above 7,000 to 8,000 feet. And here's where the flood watches are through December 11th. Windy. We talked about this in parts of Montana and Ohio. The gusts 50, 60 mile per hour in the mountains. 30, 40 miles an hour in the valleys. Blowing snow, low visibility terrain, and over mountain passes. So don't try to go over mountain passes during this event. So this is a low end graphic showing the wind gusts for these areas for the northern high plains. There's a 75% chance of max gust for this given location will be higher than it's listed. So winds will slowly diminish into Tuesday afternoon. So hopefully the highest winds will be subsiding today. Now this is showing there's a 25% chance of having gusts higher than this. So 60, Great Falls, Montana, Billings, Cody, the highest terrain, of course. Bozeman, Montana, 60. Sorry, I have a pulled muscle in my back or something bugging me. So really scary amount high winds here for a good portion of the area. Most of the time when I put this graphic, it shows the office it's issued from. So this was, yeah, through Tuesday at 11 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And this is a probability of 50 mile per hour gusts in these areas. Great Falls, Helena, Bozeman, Billings, Cut Bank. Looks like the highest probability is along the front range of the mountains. And if you're going to be driving a truck or something like that, an 18-wheeler, be mindful of this. It could blow over, especially if you don't have any cargo. So, going to be a lot of graphics here, guys, so bear with me. So, probability for 6 inches of snow in this area through Friday night, December 13th, 5 a.m. Period of snow likely to develop later on in the week. And just keep up to date with the local forecast. The highest probabilities: Lewistown, Great Falls, Billings, Havre, I can't even pronounce it. somebody tell me how to pronounce it right. So, and this could change. Still quite a ways out. High wind warning for the Glasgow, Montana area, 11 p.m. Yesterday evening to 5 p.m. today. Gusts up to 65 miles per hour in these areas. With a winter advisory, going to 2 p.m. Tuesday for these areas: Glasgow, Scobie, Alpine, Winnett. For the Montana area, icy roads, wintry mix. So, freezing rain, snow for all of northeast Montana. Here's the forecast start time of the freezing rain that's ongoing or going to be coming through this area. Starting in Winston, Dickinson, Newtown, Minot, North Dakota, Bismarck, and Ashley by 6 to 8 a.m. The roads and sidewalks will rise above freezing, but elevated surfaces likely will remain below freezing. So if you get enough of a coating, you could have tree limbs falling down, things like that. So we'll have to be mindful of that. Here's another graphic showing the weather impacts from Bismarck, North Dakota. Kind of a busy graphic here, but this is issued December 8th, right? But shows the different impacts. So no extreme weather impacts expected, but lots of major impacts. So you have strong wind gusts, accumulating snow, things like that. Tuesday, most of the day today, right? Freezing rain, and then you have accumulating snow, and mostly wind gusts, right? So you get the freezing rain um, moving through, right? Then you have strong winds, and maybe some snow, blowing snow, and then maybe some blowing snow through Wednesday. Impactful weather event for these areas: heavy mixed precipitation, widespread snow for the Bismarck area. So you can see the details here in the different cities that are impacted. This was issued December 8th. Let me see if I have a more updated graphic. I don't. But much of Tuesday. So 6 a.m. Tuesday to 6 a.m. Wednesday, northeastern North Dakota. Impactful winds for Bismarck, North Dakota forecast region. This is issued December 8th at 2:55 Tuesday through much of Tuesday night. So the highest winds will be moving from west to east today through these areas. So moving on to the cold for the Bismarck, North Dakota area. Chance of wind chills less than -30 Friday morning through Sunday morning. Very cold air. Likely to move into at least Minot, Jamestown, Williston. So afternoon high temperatures on Friday unlikely to rise above 0 degrees, except maybe in the southwest. So this is it's going to be pretty brutal up here towards the end of the week. This was issued in the Riverton, Wyoming area on December 8th, pretty early there. So I wanted to show this anyway, even though it's an older graphic. Just highlights what's been going on here with the high winds and precip chances, right? From the Sioux Falls area, winter storm watch. Scattered light rain, wintry mix is developing, right? Windy and getting much colder here. You can see the colder temps here. And this is issued 4:12 p.m. on the 8th. And some of these advisories may have changed, but the message remains the same, okay? So I gotta watch these graphics because some of these are older, but I think that the message is still pretty consistent here. Through Tuesday night, winds could increase up close to 60 miles an hour for these areas here. So maybe flying trampolines again. I don't know. I find that funny, even though it's not funny if they fly around. But if you have stuff outside, please tie it down or something. All right, or put it up. There's a blizzard potential for the Sioux Falls area with the high winds. Slowly aging snowpack. And they highlight the uncertainty of how long the temperatures will be above freezing. So, this really um, is more based on when the snow comes through, whether it's still sticky and wet, and whether snow will blow around or not. So we'll have to keep this in mind as this event moves forward. So for Duluth area, Minnesota, moderate snow Tuesday afternoon. Initially issued December 8th. Moderate to heavy snow starts for north central Minnesota Wyoming border. And then the snow will end from west to east with a sleep morning commute. We have this clipper system already moved through, is moving just past the area. Then another stronger clipper system moves through, right? So these clipper systems are going to continue in the northern stream. So yeah, the clipper system moved through. Already did really. So you have the snow already moved through. And for Tuesday and Wednesday, this shows a graphic where the heavy snow is already fallen or potentially would fall through Tuesday and Wednesday. All right. And here's a graphic showing the potential wind chills, right? Minimum wind chill values 15 to negative 35, negative 15, negative 35 in Duluth, Minnesota area. And I'll try to update this graphic tomorrow. Hopefully it'll be updated later today. Twin Cities area. This is issued yesterday morning. So Tuesday, snow, breezy and colder. See how much colder it gets, and chance of light snow. High 0 to 8, low negative 15, negative 10. Yikes. It'll be cold. So this is a graphic from Twin Cities, Minnesota area, issued December 8th at 4:24 a.m. Tight snowfall gradient. So this is probably already past. Freezing rain possible. Let's see, Val Tuesday. No, this hasn't passed yet. So this is an event that's going to happen today. And potential shift to this track could have large impacts on the snowfall total. So you see the tight gradient here. So this isn't uncommon with systems like this. So just have to keep an eye on that. For the Twin Cities, Minnesota area, this is showing the different precip types and what's expected as we get through the end of the period. You got freezing rain and snow starting off west to east here, right? So you see where the different precip are, and you have actually some rain here in some areas, right? then transitioning to all snow, and then getting very cold as you get further out, right, to Wednesday. Forecast winds gust. Strongest winds are expected southwest of the low track and heavy snow. So Tuesday, these are sort of geographically west to east. So west to east, further west, highest wind gusts, right? Tuesday evening into Wednesday morning. Heavy rainfall along the west coast. This continues here, the west coast and the parts of Idaho, Montana, marginal and excuse me, slight risk. And that slight risk moves further east here, near the Missoula area. We go further out. Day 4 and 5, we have nothing for the next couple days after that, but the flooding potential might return further out. Severe weather, nothing expected today at all. No thunderstorms. Day 2, day 3, nothing expected, so that's good. Now if we look at climate, coldest temps expected to the east, which we know about, and out west, we have the high pressure here, warmer than normal temps, with a definite boundary setting up here. So wherever this boundary is, but the northwest flow is not really good for rainfall here in the southeast. It looks like warmer temperatures might move back into the deep south, but cooler than normal temps will likely hang on here in the northeast. Day 214, 3 to 4 outlook is still lingering from, let's see, it was issued on the 5th, so likely on the 12th it'll be issued again. Precip. This is where the most precip is expected along northern tier of the U.S. Drier than normal out west here. Looks like equal chances on these other areas, and maybe some enhanced precip in the southern Florida, parts of South Texas. The west coast atmospheric river looks to continue days 8 through 14. Then week 3 to 4, here is the precip anomaly, kind of how much precip above or below normal we would be expecting. We showed this yesterday. Generally on the northern tier of the U.S. that maybe some enhanced precip in the Ohio Valley, and along the southeast coast and the Texas, maybe drier than normal. And here's the data 8 to 14 U.S. hazards outlook. Heavy precip, flooding possible the 16th through the 18th with heavy snow along the west coast. Much below normal temperatures and high winds here into Alaska, parts of Alaska. For the same period, the 16th through the 22nd especially. So another atmospheric river event likely to occur here along the northwest coast. And you have this moderate risk of heavy precip, 16th through the 18th, and slight risk, 16th through the 21st in these other areas. That's this moderate risk of heavy snow. You see what we're talking about here. In the mountains, 16th through the 18th, 16th through the 21st in these other areas. High risk of high winds again along the northwest coast. 16th through the 18th and the 16th through the 21st with a slight risk. So risk of hazardous temperatures are possible here, 18th through the 20th in the northern U.S., Montana, parts of Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin, those areas, and parts of Alaska. All right. So this is a long video today. That's all I got for today. Hope you have a great day, and God bless.